Hey, what's up guys? This is Ricky V, and in this video I want to answer a question that keeps coming up over and over again in the vintage muscle community. And the question goes a little something like this. I am about to go on a trip and want to take my vintage muscle products with me. Is it okay to take these on the airplane? Now I've already addressed this question in my previous video. 4 questions from the vintage muscle community on Facebook. We'll make sure to link that video in case you want to check that out. But since this question keeps coming up over and over again, I wanted to make specifically one video to address it. And now this question has a 2-part answer, okay? And it depends whether you're flying national or international. 2 different sets of rules and 2 different things you got to worry about. First, let's talk about flying national. When you're flying nationally within your country, and I'm going to talk specifically about the United States travel. When you're traveling within the United States, you can definitely travel with your products, no problem. I suggest that you check them in. Checking your supplements into your luggage will ensure that you won't be asked any more follow-up questions. Yes, the vintage muscle products are legal for commerce in the United States. You can buy them, take them, transport them, no problem. So there are really no legal issues with traveling with these. The only possible issue might be if you bring these with you in your carry-on luggage, and while you're going through security, the scanners pick up the vials full of liquid. You might get pulled over into secondary screening to answer questions about your vial. Now, as I can tell, TSA rules allow for carry-on liquids of no more than 100 milliliters. Each vial of vintage muscle products is only about 30 milliliters. So you should be within the guidelines to fly with your bottle of vintage muscle products. So legally, you're covered. It's just a matter of the scanners picking up the vials, seeing the liquid, and the TSA agent may be having some additional questions about the products, the ingredients, maybe even asking you where he can get his hands on these vintage muscle products, right? I mean, who knows? You're legally covered, but maybe you don't want to be bothered. And that's a real question while flying national. Now, when it comes to international travel, when you're traveling with these in your luggage, there are a few things to consider. First of all, while these ProHormones are legal for sale in the United States, these might not be over the counter in the country that you're arriving. And when you come in, it's the custom officer's job to make sure that you're not bringing something into the country that shouldn't be there. Or that if you're bringing something of significant value, you declare it and they get their taxes, right? The job of the customs agent is to look through your luggage to see what you're bringing into the country and see if there are any prohibited items or any taxes that need to be collected. Unlike the TSA agent in the U.S. that is just worried about keeping the airplane safe, customs officers at the arrival country, they're there to give you a hard time and collect some money, right? So when you come into their country with these vials of products, you can be sure that they're going to look through them, ask some questions, look in their books, look online. They'll want to see if these items are allowed in their country or not. In some countries, these might be considered controlled anabolic steroids. Who knows, right? That's a worst case scenario. Not so worst case scenario, they might just want to collect some taxes on them. They'll look online, see the value, and they'll want the percentage of the price of these products in cash before you enter the country. And look guys, there's always the best case scenario where you never get pulled aside, or you do, but the customs officer is not worried about your vials. And this happens a lot if you're flying on vacation to third world countries like the Caribbean, Central, South America. These customs officers are not so likely to worry about a little vial of supplements. And now flying into some parts of Asia, they might want some money. And flying into other first world countries like the UK, like Australia, New Zealand, some of these countries might have some laws about these ProHormones, and you might end up in a jam bringing them into the country. And that's it guys, this is the video to address your question, can you bring these products on the plane with you? It's a complicated answer, but I really hope I made it simple for you. If you have any more questions about traveling with vintage muscle products, if you would like to read about some experiences other bros have had traveling with their vintage muscle products, or if you'd like to share your experiences traveling with these products, please make sure to head over to vintage-muscle.com and click on the community link. There, you'll reach our vintage muscle community on Facebook. As of today, we're 19,000 strong and counting. Come on in, ask all of your questions about traveling, and you will find plenty of bros that have already traveled with the vintage muscle products in their luggage, and they'll tell you their experiences, and I will too. All right guys, that's it for me today. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.